We're going to explore the differences between the Evo 9 MR, which is that silver one, and the Evo 9 GSR. We're going to go through all the visual differences, maybe performance differences, and a few more features about these cars, and we're also going to check out the Evo 9 GT. So the best place to start is always the front. So let's check out the front bumper on the GSR. So that's it there. And let's pay special attention to this lower lip, because this is going to draw your eyes when we come across to the MR. So look at that part there. And right now we've got the MR bumper. As you can see, they are identical bumpers, but you may have noticed something as we went over to this MR. Look at that. The side feature on that, it's kind of indented, and that's on the MR lower lips, just like the GSR doesn't have it, MR has it. And we're going to take a peek around the side. So they both run from factory, the 17-inch Inky wheels. They both have their Brembo brakes there, exactly the same. And up here, they've got an aluminium bonnet on both the GSR and the MR, and also those front guards are aluminium as well. So there's a myth that the GSRs run a steel roof, but just like the MRs, they're aluminium. So they both have the aluminium bonnet, aluminium roofs, aluminium front guards, which is pretty interesting, huh? I had to get that Lamborghini in the shot, but as we swing around here, the rear ends on the GSR and over on the MR are identical. However, the MR has the MR badge right there. They're normally rear, that one's pretty faded, pretty much gone. But yeah, the rear ends on these, the sides are all the same. It's really just that front lip that's different. But I'm gonna have to show you guys the interior to show you guys the differences. We're gonna start with the GSR over here. So these are the factory Recaro seats. Really clean, these ones. Pay attention to the stitching on there. You can see that it's black. We'll swing down here. The interior and these are the same. Look, the paneling there is carbon fiber. Again, pay attention to that. Got the steering wheel there as well. And now we're going to swing around to the MR. You can see there are identical Recaro seats, however, the stitching's red. So the MRs have red stitching in the seats, like a little subtle change. But I love the red look, eh? And across here, another change, look at that. It's just black, so the MRs have a black trim instead of carbon fiber. Besides that, everything else in the interior for the MRs and the GSRs are identical. And we're going to center ourselves around these engine bays and the performance differences. So the MR runs a titanium shaft turbo compared to the GSR that doesn't. So the factory OEM turbo out of all the Evos, the biggest is the Evo 9 MR. So something which I've seen online about it, but I don't think it's completely accurate or true. It reckons that the suspension in the MRs is a better Bilstein shock compared to these. The GSRs are meant to have just the KYB shocks. Now the GSRs that I've been getting in from Japan for many, many years have all had the Bilsteins in them unless they've had adjustable suspension in it. So I don't know if that fact is 100% true, or in Japan maybe people just put in the Bilsteins in the GSR. So that's something you guys will have to probably determine on that, but I don't believe that fact I found online. So another thing on the frame numbers on the MRs, you can see that 5 there. So all the MRs run that 05 and all the other digits. We come around to the GSR. It might be a bit dark, but you may be able to see, there you go, you can see it. So you got the 04. So GSR runs a 04 number. So the GSR 04, MR 05. Now we're going to get into the information around the Evo 9 GT. So obviously we have the MR here and the GSR. So they both run a 6-speed gearbox. Whereas the Evo 9 GT, they run a 5-speed gearbox, and I'm told they're a heck of a lot stronger than what these put out in the GSR and the MR. And another difference with the GT is that they don't have the same diffs as these ones. They're way better apparently, and they're very highly sought after. Another cool fact is that Evo 9 wagons, they actually run the same diffs as the Evo 9 GTs. So those wagon diffs are highly sought after. Now, we also have an Evo 9 automatic, and they run a non-Myvic motor, so they're the same as the Evo 8, and they're like still a lot of fun. I've got a few of those ones around, but all the Evo 9 autos are all non-Myvic motors. And a quick note on the Evo 9 auto wagons, they have different seats, so this here is quite deep. The Evo 9 auto wagons is about that much shorter, so it doesn't hug you in as much as those. Interesting, huh? Let's pull our focus back on the Evo 9 MR and the Evo 9 GSR. So out of these two beautiful machines, which one would you go for?